What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Neighborhood Podcast. One of the hosts of the podcast, my name is Kyle Dabro. So, in this video, we're going to go over the Thursday night matchup that's going to feature the Arizona Cardinals and the Green Bay Packers. So, going into this Thursday night game, I have to be honest for a second. For a Thursday night game, this is one of the best, if not the best matchup that we will see on Thursday night throughout the entire year. When you look at both teams have been playing phenomenal this entire season. You look at the Arizona Cardinals, they've been undefeated for the last 7 weeks, about 2 months into the season. And then when you look at Green Bay, despite the week one debacle that they had against the New Orleans Saints, they've pulled off 6 straight wins. And the team as a whole has really come together since that week one loss, and they've been playing phenomenal football. Now, with this game on Thursday, it's going to be an interesting matchup simply because both teams are only coming off of 3 days rest because their last game was just this past Sunday. And I think when I take that factor into account, I think it's going to have more of an impact on the Green Bay Packers because the Packers have to travel from Green Bay to Arizona. And it's not something that we talk about a lot when it comes to previewing a game, but the time change on such a short amount of rest going into this game, I think that is going to play a factor with Green Bay. And to not only that account, but when you look at the amount of injuries that they're dealing with, they're not going to have Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard in this game because both of them are out due to COVID. That's going to be quite a challenge for the Packers to overcome in this game. I still think that they have a very good shot to overcome it. It's just going to be a much more difficult task for the offense to get some sort of consistency going without Devontae Adams, who's one of the best, if not the best receiver in the NFL, and Alan Lazard is a competent wide receiver as well. So I do think that what Green Bay is going to rely on is they're going to focus on Aaron Rodgers making some smart throws, but they're going to heavily rely on Aaron Jones to run the football effectively for them. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Aaron Jones potentially get up to 100, 125 yards rushing. I imagine he'll be a threat out of the backfield as well. And if worse comes to worse, if Arizona is able to stop the run game, then they're going to have to really rely on Aaron Rodgers' arm to get it done for them. But the challenges for the Packers in this game, they are definitely there. And that's going to be something that I'm going to monitor as the game goes on. And then when you look at Arizona, Arizona has just been playing so consistent throughout the entire year. It's like I said, they're undefeated. They've won 7 straight games, and they've beaten some very good competition along the way. And this is another challenge for them going up against Green Bay, who's one of the best teams in the NFC as well. And when I look at the just the matchup that they have against Green Bay's defense, I like the matchup that Arizona's offense has because Kyler Murray has been absolutely sensational this year. In my mind, he is the MVP leader at this point. And when you combine that with the amount of targets that he has to throw to in DeAndre Hopkins, AJ Green, and Christian Kirk, it's a lot of guys to cover if you're looking at it from Green Bay secondary. And I imagine one, if not two of those guys are going to be able to get open, create some space, and make some plays for Arizona's offense. And then when I look at what Arizona was able to do last week, they were able to get some solid production from the run game last week. I want to say they got somewhere in between about 100 to 150 yards of rushing with James Conner and Chase Edmonds out of the backfield. If they're able to get that type of production from the backfield, I think it's going to bode well for the Cardinals in this game. So when I make my prediction for this game, I'm going to give the edge to the Cardinals simply because they're playing at home. They didn't have to travel on 3 days rest. And I do think that they are a healthier team. This is despite the fact that JJ Watt is out for possibly the rest of the season because he just had shoulder surgery or is going to have shoulder surgery. So it's going to be an interesting game. I don't know really how this is going to play out when it comes to scoring, but with these Thursday night games, they typically tend to be lower scoring games. So I'm going to say that the Cardinals win this one 27-21. I don't think this is going to be a game where either team cracks the 30s just because they're playing on such short rest. But I think that Kyler Murray is going to have a phenomenal game. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws for 3 touchdowns in this game, puts up maybe around like 250, possibly 300 yards passing. And I think the Cardinals defense is going to do enough to slow down Aaron Rodgers and that banged up Packers offense. And I think they're going to be able to hold them to around 20, 21 points when it's all said and done. But After week 8 for both teams, I have the Cardinals sitting at 8-0, and then the Packers drop back to 6-2. But with that said, you guys, that'll wrap it up for me. If you guys like the video, hit that like button below. If you guys want to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, hit that subscribe button below. Any sort of support that we can give for the channel, Kevin and I definitely appreciate it. We do have an episode coming out tomorrow, so definitely stay tuned for that. We'll be going over the Week 8 matchups in the NFL, and we'll also be going over some NBA topics as well, so that should definitely be fun to watch. But thank you guys for tuning in to watch the video, and we'll see you guys later.